Determine the equation in the form, factored form, okay, to represent the parabola. Consider the x-intercepts and one other point, xy. Okay, so in this instance, I didn't tell you what other point to use, okay, so we're going to have to find that. But we know we need the x-intercepts, so we need these 2 points. These points are 4, 0, and 2, 0. Okay, and we're interested in the x-coordinates, where it crosses the where the parabola crosses the graph on the x-axis. It crosses at 4 and 2. Now we need to find another point on the graph. This one looks like a nice easy point. Okay, it goes through the point 0, negative 4. Okay, I chose this point because it gives me nice whole numbers. I wouldn't want to choose, this point here, because I can't figure out exactly what those values are. Okay, it might be, 6.3 and negative 6.4. It might be something like that, but I'm not sure. Okay, so if I use that point, I won't get an accurate a value when I go through and solve. But I can tell very clearly that it goes right through the point 0, negative 4. Okay, so I'll use that point. So let's jot that down on the next page. We're using the point 0, negative 4. And my x-intercepts, where it went through the x-axis, was at x equals 2 and x equals 4. Is that right? Yeah, at 2 and 4. And 0, negative 4. Good. So remember what these values stand for. Every point on a parabola has an x and a y coordinates. Those are our x and y values. Our x-intercepts are r and s. Next step, plug all of that into our equation. So our y value is negative 4. We don't know a. X is 0. Minus r, which is 2. And then x is 0. Minus s, which is 4. Oh, I undid too much there. Okay. We had minus 2, and then x is 0, minus s, which is 4. Okay. Now I just have to go through and solve for a. That's the next step. Simplify using our BEDMAS rules. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. I can write that better. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. That's much better. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. There you go. Now do some multiplication. I get negative 4 equals a times 8. Negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. Get a by itself. Divide everything by 8. And, we're getting a familiar a value here. Negative 4 divided by 8 is negative 1 over 2 when we simplify it. These 8's cancel. There we go. Our a value is negative 1 over 2. Our x-intercepts are 2 and 4. That is all we need to write the equation. We're going to look at the last step on our rules list there. We need to plug in values for a, r, and s to write the equation of our parabola in factored form. Let's go ahead and do that. Y equals negative 1 over 2. X minus r, which is 2. I'm going to fit this in. And then x minus s, which is 4. I sure did. Okay. Nice box around it. There's our final answer. Done. Example, was that 3? Yep, that was 3. Okay, 2 more to go. This time, I haven't even shown us the graph, but I've told us the key pieces of information that we need. So determine the equation in factored form to represent the parabola that has x-intercepts, negative 3, negative 5, and has vertex negative 4 and 1. Okay. So we know to write the equation in factored form. Here's the factored form. We need to plug in values for a, r, and s. Okay. In the question, it gives us r and s values. It tells us my x-intercepts are negative 3 and negative 5. Okay. It doesn't tell me the a value, but it tells me another point on the parabola. Okay, it tells me an x and y coordinate. The vertex is a point on the parabola. Every point has an x and y value. Okay, so I can plug in for r and s, x and y, and then solve for a. So that's what we'll do. Okay, plug everything in we know. Y is 1. We don't know a. Our x value is -4 minus r, which is -3, so minus -3. X is -4 minus s is -5 minus -5. Okay, go ahead and simplify this. You should get -1, oh, let me just go through and I won't skip any steps here. Okay. So -4 minus -3 is -4 plus 3. -4 minus -5 is -4 plus 5. Good. So I now have 1 equals a. -4 plus 3 is -1. -4 plus 5 is 1. Simplify. I have a. -1 times 1 is -1. Get a by itself. Divide both sides by -1. Let's cancel. 1 divided by -1 is -1. My a value is -1. Okay. In order to write the equation of a parabola in factored form, I need to sub in values for a, r, and s. And I have all of those. Okay. So let's go ahead and write our final equation. Final equation is y equals -1. Let's write that more clear. Y equals -1. X minus r, so x minus -3, which is x plus 3. And then x minus s, so x minus -5. Minus -5 changes to positive. There we go. There's our final answer. Good. Last example. A parabola has zeros. Okay, zeros is a synonym for x-intercepts. Okay, so these are r and our s values. Okay, and it passes through the point. The point is an xy coordinate, so those are our x and y values. Okay, so a parabola has zeros, -5 and 2. Passes through the point 3, 8. The equation of the parabola is, let's remember, factored form looks like this. Y equals a, x minus r, x minus s. In order to write the equation in factored form, I need to substitute in values for a, r, and s. I'm given r and s, but I'm not given a. Okay? In order to solve for a, I need to plug in values for r and s, and then x and y, and then I can solve for a. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So plugging out everything we know, our y value is 8. We don't know a. My x value is 3. Minus r, so minus -5. Minus -5 becomes plus 5. Okay, my x value is 3. Minus my s value is 2. Minus 2. Go ahead and solve this. 3 plus 5 is 8. 3 minus 2 is 1. So I have 8 equals a. 8 times 1 is just 8. Isolate a, divide both sides by 8. Okay, these 8's cancel. 8 divided by 8 is 1. I now have an a value of 1. Okay. In order to write the equation of a parabola in factored form, I need to sub in values for a, r, and s. And I have all of those. So I can go ahead and write my final equation. My final equation is y equals a is 1, x minus -5, because r is -5, so x minus -5 becomes plus 5. Then x minus s. S is 2, so x minus 2. Okay, there's my final equation. You can write this final equation without subbing in a value for the 1 there. Okay, it could just look like y equals x plus 5, x minus 2. There's not really any point to subbing in the 1 in front, because when you multiply something by 1, nothing happens, okay? But you can leave it there if you want to. Okay, that's it. So just quickly, let's just go back and review our rules. So here's our rules. Steps writing the equation in factored form. Find the x-intercepts. Find another point on the graph. Substitute your r, s, x, and y values into the factored form equation and solve for a. And then write your final equation, subbing in values for a, r, and s. Okay? If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If not, next day we're going to be learning how to do some application questions using our factored form and vertex form equations of a parabola. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.